Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler V series V's I've been doing for a little while. I'll go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. With the item that I'm going to be reviewing, plus the combination of the shirt that I'm wearing, we're celebrating spooky season. But anyway, we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm in my back room today. Yay, back room review. Just take it all in, folks. Take it. The ambiance that is the back room, since I don't do a lot of reviews from back here anymore. But, with it being the back room, I got a Peter Cannon Thunderbolt poster back there. He's watching out for me. No crappy old ladder off to the side. If you don't get that, then you got to go back and watch my earlier reviews, but there used to be a crappy old ladder in this room quite frequently. But it is presently doing crappy old ladder stuff in another room. Aside from that, folks, I am wearing a super cool shirt. When I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight super cool shirt. Excuse me. What super cool shirt am I wearing today? Well, folks, it's my Boom! John Carpenter's The Thing shirt. Well, with the very iconic visual of the silhouette with the sort of, just the shining face and the whole thing. If you're not familiar with John Carpenter's The Thing, and mind you, let me emphasize, John Carpenter's The Thing, because there are 3 movies that use the title The Thing. There's the original one from probably like the 50s, I want to say. And I think that's The Thing from Another World, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's its full title. Then there's John Carpenter's The Thing that came out in the 80s. And then there's the 2011 movie, which is also called The Thing. I'm talking about John Carpenter's. The original is fine for its time. I don't dislike it as a film. The 2011 had good intentions, I feel. But I personally do not hold in, sadly, very high regard. The John Carpenter's version, though, is amongst my favorite, not only horror films, but just films of all time. It is just fantastic. If you've never seen it, I highly recommend it if you enjoy yourself some good old-fashioned horror with loads of incredible practical effects. It is, to this day, in my opinion. And hey, if you enjoy the 2011 version or what have you, that's fine. We don't need to talk about it, but that's fine. You can enjoy it all you want. I've seen people try to defend it. It's indefensible, but, do your thing. Anyway, what am I trying for you folks? What are we doing? Why am I in the back room? Why am I celebrating spooky season? Well, reason why I'm in the back room is that this is an item that I can't realistically review from the truck. At least not very well. So, back room it was. The reason why I'm celebrating spooky season is because at the time I'm doing this, folks, well, we're neck deep in October right now. We got Halloween coming up. I don't know exactly when I'm going to post this video. Maybe it'll be a Halloween video, depending. Although I do have something in mind for that, so we'll see. But anyway, what is it that I'm reviewing for you folks? Boom! It's a cereal review. Specifically, it is the brand new Carmella Creeper Halloween cereal. Which, if you are unfamiliar with this new development, why it's somewhat significant, she has entered into the character. She has entered into the monster pantheon of classic movie monster-inspired cereals, what with your Count Choculas, your Frankenberries, your Boo Berries, that's kind of the main 3. Then you get sort of the offshoot ones, your Fruit Yummy Mummy, the Fruit Brute, which I reviewed Fruit Brute cereal last year, so go ahead and go watch that video. And now, for the first time, we have a lady in there, who is Carmella Creeper. This is apparently artificially flavored caramel apple cereal with marshmallows. Oh, and it has a thing on the back. Count Chocula, Frankenberry, and Boo Berry are chilling his tail when suddenly, what's that creepy noise? I'm not going to go through the whole thing. It would take for a goddamn ever. Okay, apparently this is the introduction. This is the origin story of Carmella Creeper, where apparently she went over there, and I think she's a DJ, and she was, for some reason on their property. I do remember, when this whole thing came out, initially I was like, well, wait a second. They've always been based off sort of the classic Universal monsters in one facet or another. Who the hell is she supposed to be based off of? And one of my friends pointed out, oh, she's like the Bride of Frankenstein. I was like, oh, yeah, fair enough. Which then begged the question, does that mean that she's fucking Frankenberry? I mean, because that's who the hell the Bride of Frankenstein was the bride of, right? So, I'm just saying, it's a little bit, I'm not trying to harsh on anybody's love or anything. There's an age gap, probably a pretty significant one, and I'll be honest, I think that Carmella Creeper could probably do better than Frankenberry's dopey looking ass, but, yeah. So, anyway, let's try some cereal out. I actually got this like when it first came out, but I was like, no, I'll wait to do the review until a little bit later in the season. First thing I'm going to do, open it up. I'm going to try just kind of by itself with no milk, just to get a go-ahead. And I'm not going to bother with the marshmallows, testing those, because they're just the marshmallows. But you can see, got the thing right there. Let's give it a go. Nice crunch. Okay, I can get the caramel apple aspect of it. It definitely has just sort of a basic sweet cereal taste to it. It's probably like corn based or something like that. It's definitely not dissimilar from most of the other ones because I think they're all built on basically the same cereal platform, and then it's just adding different flavors to it. Yeah, but I can. There's like a little bit of a caramel apple aspect to it. But obviously we have to do it in milk. Do it in a Tupperware thing because I just could not be fucked to go over there and clean a bowl for a one-off review. But let's go ahead. Is that the bottom or on the thing? Because I did clean this one out a little bit. It's been in my drawer for a while. Let's get it in there. Shake it up. We got some great value milk because we're going cheap on this one. Great value milk. I always get a little bit concerned with the great value milk because they have to put it in a white container, and it's like the milk is already white. Why do you have to put it in a white container? Why don't you put it in a clear container like every other milk? Oh, it's been almost 8 minutes and I'm still dicking around. That's fine. If you enjoy my content, I imagine you're just pretty used to the fact that I'm yammering on about bullshit. So, as I do, just kind of get it around in there a little bit. And let's try to go over there. Let's get a nice little thing with some marshmallows and some stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's perfectly okay. The little tiny marshmallows, they're doing their thing to help out. They add in a little bit of different texture, a little extra sweetness when you bite into them. The cereal itself, it tastes okay. I wouldn't say it has a particularly standout flavor to it, but then I didn't really feel last year when I did the Fruit Brute that had a particularly standout flavor either. I think it's one of those things, maybe either, it could be a combination of the two. Maybe as I've gotten older, my palate has started to dampen a bit compared to when I was a little kid. Or maybe conversely, it's kind of the opposite, and as I've gotten older, it had so many more things that, my palate is a bit more experienced. It doesn't taste as vibrant as I remember it doing so when I was a kid. But about the only one that kind of surplants that is like the Count Chocula, because it's chocolate cereal. It's not bad. It's nothing outrageously amazing. But I would say it's about as good as any of the other ones, with the exception of Count Chocula, because I think that's personally my favorite. It's a lightly fruit-flavored cereal. It's got a decent taste to it. The crunch is nice. kind of a fun addition. I appreciate, like, especially with the holiday aspect, it's kind of cool that it's got, like, the neon green to it. Yeah, I think it's a perfectly fine addition to their lineup. I don't know if they'll keep doing it or not, because, like I said, they kind of tend to switch them in and out as far as, some of the older ones versus some of the newer ones. It does seem like, though, at least with the way they're kind of displaying her amongst the other ones, that it seems like, they're probably going to have her be like that fourth one. And I feel like the Fruit Brute and the Fruit Yummy Mummy, they're probably going to be relegated to like an occasional thing, maybe every other Halloween. And that's perfectly fine with me. Like, I appreciate the Halloween cereals. I'm a little bit sad you can't get Count Chocula all the time. Like, you could when I was a kid. I'm certain of that, because I used to eat it a lot, which explains a lot of things about me. But, I don't go nuts for them the way some people do, but I do think they're fun, and I appreciate that they're a seasonal thing, and I like the fact that they have these fun characters. As for Carmella Creeper, I mean, yeah, is it a tad bit pandering? Yeah, I mean, her design and, she's a DJ and stuff, it's definitely geared towards, like, a younger generation of fans coming up, cereal fans, I guess. Which is a little bit weird, because my understanding is that fans, or cereal for the most part, has been kind of down in terms of, like, sales for younger people and stuff, because, we've kind of gotten more wise about healthier breakfast options and stuff. But I guess this is kind of a little bit of a way to, kind of bring in maybe some of that sweet, sweet Gen Z money. And that's fine. I don't have any problem with it. Because fundamentally, the cereal is decent, so I'm cool with that. And, in terms of adding in a new character and stuff, it's been a long time since they added in a new one. If they want to go over there and kind of market it a little bit towards the younger generation, good on them. And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go over there and, work with the generations that are coming up. Just don't forget the generations, the older generations. But, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I'm going to go with yes and kind of, or well, kind of and yes. Would I get this again? Maybe. It wouldn't be a regular cereal for me, but then I don't even, I'm 37. I don't really have a regular cereal at this point in my life. I typically, if I'm eating cereal, it's because I'm doing a review for it. I like cereal, but it's just not a go-to for me. Largely in part because you have to buy milk along with it, and I just tend to drink the milk, and then the cereal sits there. But, I mean, this is a decent cereal. I would go over there, I would maybe get this every now and again. The same way that I occasionally go over there, definitely not every year, but every now and again I'll get some Count Chocula or what have you. So, yeah, I would, if I'm recommending it, I mean, if you're interested in trying it, if you're, one of those people who you do look forward to the Halloween pantheon of cereals, I think this is a nice addition. And, you can maybe argue again, the marketing and what have you, and again, kind of trying to gear towards a younger audience. But, like, first and foremost, if that's really a big concern for you, and you're an adult, you kind of need to get over yourself. Like, that's a little bit sad. It's cereal, fundamentally. And I think, like I said, I don't personally have any issue with the character. She seems fun, even though, for whatever reason, she was just DJing on their property without letting them know. So it seems a little bit sus, but, do as you do. And just in terms of the cereal by itself, I think if you enjoy the other ones, there's no reason not to potentially enjoy this one. It kind of runs along a similar flavor profile, where it's like a little bit fruity, it's not particularly punchy with the flavor, and it's got marshmallows in it. So, there you go. Anyway, this one's run long. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day. Spectacular rest of the week. Monumental rest of the month. Stupendous rest of your folks. You go over there, have yourselves a truly Halloween-tastic rest of your life, because Halloween's a great holiday. We need to keep it, okay? Because they keep pushing the Christmas stuff further and further back. They've already pretty much taken over Thanksgiving. We gotta keep Halloween safe. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you can do, folks. You're gonna try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole, especially as you get older and you sadly have to come to the increasing realization that, you're over there and you're just like, my childhood. But then, you go over there and you're just like, try to find ways around that. And you build into adulthood. And yeah, sometimes adulthood sucks ass because there's like, taxes and like loss of cartilage and, high blood pressure and shit. But it's important we run into situations like that in our lives. Take a step back, especially if you apply high blood pressure. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. That was my cat knocking something over. Cat. Here's what I want you... Hey, folks, maybe go over there. If you're not satisfied with Carmella Creeper as a new character, suggest your own. Base it off the Universal horror movies, come up with a flavor profile, post it in the comments. I personally want an Invisible Man cereal, and I want it to just be a spoof where there's just nothing in it, and I would still buy the box and it would be funny. Or conversely, cereal. Just enjoy some cereal. Bye.